Chema, Chema.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste.
Good to see you.
Okay, so we'll start with our prayer. Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kaviviretam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Bhurida Jana. Your nectar-like words, warm and inspiring life stories, eulogized by learned sages, are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. Those who take these words, inculcate in their own lives, these are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactor of the world. Pavitram charitam yasyaha pavitram jivanam tatha pavitrata sarupini tasyai devyai namo namah. Mother, whose character is pure, whose life is pure, purity personified, who is purity in person. Pavitram Jivanam Tatha Pavitrata Sarupini Tasyai Devyai Namo Namah. Such a deity we offer pranams. So life of Holy Mother is very important in a spiritual life, where we can find a balance of renunciation and also involvement. Once a devotee said that, Mother, I have never seen a person like this, totally merged in worldliness, as it were. But at the same time, you are detached. So she said, yes, my dear. He said, you are very simple. So Mother said, find another simple like me. So Holy Mother's life is like that. And where she dwelt, that means Jairambati, where she was born, and she used to go there. That area also was very simple. And it was backward. Even today, not very wealthy, we can say, but now people are getting better. But at the time when Mother was there, the communication and commuting was very difficult. And with all those difficulties, a mother used to go there to be in her own environment. So those difficulties are, character building. The difficulties, we should not shy away. Those bring out the strong points of our character. So this is this chapter is regarding that. In difficult situations, how Mother reacted, that is very important. In our younger days, we used to go for pilgrimage. And many miles you have to walk. So when I went to Manasarovar and also Kailash, so I had to walk for 2 days. So, but what happens later, you can ruminate. Like cows, they whatever they eat first, and then they bring it back and then chew it again. So difficulties are not bad as such. Rather, when you go for pilgrimage, the difficulties that you face later, that is a point of enjoyment. Otherwise, what happens? Nowadays, people go by bus and have darshan and come away. Same day. So actually, that's no fun. When you have some difficulties, then only you can remember that. This is regarding pilgrimage. So think about it. Nowadays, a person can come from India in 24 hours. And whereas mother used to go to Jarabati from Kolkata, almost similar time she would take to go there. And first time when she visited Dakshineshwar, she had to walk all the way from Jairambati to Dakshineshwar. And this happened few times. But later, some railway tracks were laid, and mother used to go up to Bishnupur or Bardhaman. Now, the railway track has gone to Jairambati also. So people go in no time. So anyway, so we'll see this. Yes, go ahead.
All right. So
Ramakrishna told once.
Okay. Ramakrishna once told her, "Hello, Vishnupur is a hidden Vrindavan. You must see it." At that time, the mother did not realize that she would have to pass through Vishnupur many times. So she said, "I am a woman. How can I see that place?" The master replied, "No, my dear, you will see it." One day, the mother visited the Sarvamangala temple on the bank of the Lalband and then exclaimed, "Truly, the master's words have come true today."
Yeah, there were two bands there, Krishna Band and Lal Band. So that temple is on Lal Band. Yeah.
It was a tedious journey to cover the final distance from Vishnupur to Jairambati. Bullock carts were constructed of bamboo strips. The driver spread some hay on the cart to cover the bamboo strips, and the passengers spread a blanket or a cotton sheet over the hay. There was a canopy over the cart, and the passengers sat or lay down in the shade with their luggage. The bullock cart moved slowly over the undulating, unpaved road with a constant jerking motion. When Holy Mother traveled, she and her attendants stopped along the way to cook food at roadside inns or drink water from ponds. During these breaks in the journey, Holy Mother rubbed her knees with a little mustard oil to get some relief from rheumatic pain. Beginning in 1911, the mother made Kolpara another halting place between Vishnupur and Jairambati. There, her devotees built Jagadamba Ashrama for her.
Yeah, now there is a ashrama there. Of course, it's a branch center of Jairambati, but there is a established ashrama. Yeah.
Once, when Yogin Ma was going to Jairambati with Shardananda, she remarked, "Look, it's easier to go to Gaya and Varanasi than come to Jairambati." Shardananda gravely replied, "Is Jairambati a less holy place than Gaya and Varanasi?" Sharala, later Bharati Prana, recalled a journey with Holy Mother to Jairambati. "When I went to Jairambati with the mother, the bullock cart jolted right and left and sometimes moved backwards. One day I mentioned to Holy Mother, 'People are going to Varanasi and Vrindavan in such comfort, and how difficult it is to come to your birthplace.' She replied, 'This is the way it goes, my child. A pilgrimage is always full of hardship, but the result is the same.' Only 2 persons could travel in one bullock cart. I sometimes would get down from the cart and walk 3/4 of the way to Jairambati. Nowadays, how easy it is to go to Jairambati."
Even that time when it was written, that time also it was not. So even the road was broken, so you could experience walk or traveling on moon without going there. Such was the condition. But now it is, of course, now much better. Yes.
Jairambati was truly a remote village, and during the rainy season, people suffered from malaria and dysentery. Mail was delivered twice a week from the Anur post office. Once the Amodar River was flooded and mail delivery was cut off. Shardananda did not get any news about the mother for a long time, so he sent a man from Calcutta to Jairambati. When the man saw that Holy Mother was suffering from dysentery, he wrote a letter to Shardananda and posted it at the Kotalpur post office, which is 9 miles away. Shardananda immediately sent Dr. Kanjilal and Sister Sudhira to look after Holy Mother, and eventually she got well.
So
Swami?
immediately means maybe it took it 2-3 days because it was not the SMS, short messaging system. Sometimes they would send cable. Yes.
So what is the road now? Is it like a freeway, or is it what's the road now to Jairamati from Calcutta?
Okay, now it's better. Tar road, of course. And there is a railway station also, Jairambati. So even from there you can go to Vishnupur. But that time it was really, and really it was difficult. Especially at the time of rain. Oh my God. And the mud is so sticky. If you somehow get into it, you cannot come out like that. Sticky.
So horses could not ride on it either?
Horses, in India, horses are less. I mean, especially eastern part. Maybe western part, there are some. But cows are there. That's why that bullock carts are there. So horses, they also cannot go because it has, it cannot go there. Such a sticky mud. Even the jackals are caught up there. Shial Badha. Jackals are caught up. Okay.
We complain about even a little discomfort, whereas the mother endured many physical problems without disturbing others. She was the embodiment of fortitude. Swami Saradeshananda left his eyewitness account of her motherly concern. The mother used to live in Jairambati like a daughter of her father's house. She wore no veil or purda there, and she talked with people without hesitation. For that reason, her children flocked there to meet her. In Udbodhan, the monks and devotees served and looked after her, whereas in Jairambati, the mother was busy taking care of the monks and devotees. She collected the groceries, cooked the meals, fed the devotees, cleaned their eating place, and arranged their rest. Those who came from
groceries
far away,
doesn't mean you have to go to Fred Meyer, buy some groceries. Not like that. It is difficult because we call it heart. That means a place where occasionally people gather and buy and sell things. And few shops are, of course, there are 1 or 2 maybe. So you have to collect, and that also a bit few miles away. So you have to collect from there, buy it, and keep it at home. So anyway, go ahead.
those who came from far away, she kept at her place at least for a couple of days. She was always anxious to make them comfortable. She inquired about their home and family, listened to their tales of joy and sorrow, expressed her sympathy and empathy, and gave them spiritual advice. She acted as a mother, a true mother. When the devotees were about to leave, she became sad and tears trickled from her eyes. She continued watching them till they were out of her sight. That picture of the mother remained engraved forever in the hearts of those devotees.
So that is the main thing. Difficulties in life is ornament because you cannot get rid of it, unavoidable. But in spite of everything, mother's love that percolated, that manifested and raised children, that is important. Yes. Holy Mother's daily
Holy
life.
Mother's daily life. It is amazing how the mother lived harmoniously with her young nieces, sisters-in-law, the women devotees, and also the young monks and male devotees in the small living quarters of Jairambati. Although all were her children, she kept an eye on the men and women devotees so that they did not mix or talk freely. Her male attendants and devotees stayed in the front cottage and the women in the back cottages.
You see, it's different from Western world, completely different, and especially rural setting, unthinkable. And that also about 100, more than 100 years ago. It's unthinkable. So in India, society is not free. Religion is free, as Swamiji said. But society is close, very close. Whether it is good, bad, that is, it depends. But it protects also, as we understand. And mother was always protective of the character, especially. Yeah, go ahead.
During meals, the mother would call the men devotees, feed them, and talk to them, but she did not allow them to linger. She reminded them, "Whatever we might be, my children, we have female forms." The mother made a special effort to instill monastic ideals in the hearts of her young attendants.
Once I remember, mother was writing to one Swami who was in Mayavati. So Mr. Xavier passed away, Mrs. Xavier was still there. And mother writes to her, to him, that be careful, it is women's mot. But you see, Mrs. Xavier was like mother. But still, mother is always careful about it. Sri Ramakrishna came to preach some ideals. And mother upheld that. That is what. So, yes, go ahead.
100 years ago, in 1915, the mother was still living in her physical body on this earth and lived in Jairambati and Calcutta. Though we were not fortunate enough to see her divine play, her disciples left their reminiscences for us. We can now visualize her daily routine, how she cooked and cut vegetables, what she ate and what her favorite dishes were, how she talked to and initiated the devotees, how she dealt with her relatives and disciples, how she suffered from malarial fever and rheumatic pain, how she traveled by train and bullock cart, her meditation and ecstasy, and so on.
Yeah,
it
like
is natural for the devotees to know.
In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Sthita Pragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita brajeta kim. So Sthita Pragya, those whose understanding is established, Pragya Sthita, that means they are realized soul. It is important to note how they act, how they behave, how they talk, how they live. That is why here also we are putting our attention to see how mother behaved with various agents, various people. One side, Sri Ramakrishna. Then comes the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, then her own disciples, then family men, friends, and in family men, some are crazy, some are half crazy, greedy, all kinds of things. So how she navigated in such a difficult and different terrains, that is important. Yeah.
It is natural for the devotees to know the mother's daily routine in Jairambati. Saradeshananda gave this eyewitness account. Early in the morning, the mother would get up, wake the master, and put his picture on the altar. After bathing, she prepared the things necessary for the master's worship, cut the fruits, and got the naivedya.
Naivedya.
Naivya. Whoa.
Naivedya.
Naivedya. The food offering ready. She then performed the worship and afterwards distributed the prasad to all members of the household. Afterwards, she went to the kitchen to help the cook. She chopped vegetables and even cooked some items. Some women devotees helped her. When the food was ready, she offered it to the master. As long as she was physically able, she distributed the food to the devotees and removed their leaf plates. Later, sitting on the veranda, she watched her children eat and instructed the servers to give more food to some of them. After lunch, she served them beetle rolls. She loved to see the disciples chewing beetle after a nice meal. Sometimes she shared some of her food with her brother's family. After lunch, the mother cleaned her teeth with tobacco powder and answered the questions of the devotees. Then she would go rest.
You know, like mothers are always happy to feed more and more. So we try to say we also worship here, but we don't cook here. No need of cooking. Devotees bring food, so we enjoy. So why I'm saying this? Because this center we consider as Western Jairambati. So we are here, it is very simple, but at least there is no cooking and not so many guests and devotees. Mother in that difficult situation, how she managed, that is remarkable. Yeah.
Swami Saradeshananda recorded what Holy Mother generally ate in Jairambati. The menu was like the
That's
menu.
one thing. You know, it is very important that tobacco powder. Mother cleaned her teeth with tobacco powder. That time there was no toothpaste. But in rural areas, they have neem twigs, so to clean the teeth. And this is another way. Tobacco powder, they make powder, and then sometimes they roast it also. So that is the for cleaning the teeth. Okay.
Swami,
Yeah.
what was when they say kitchen? It seems to me, what do they mean when she was in the kitchen?
That is very important question. Very important. Now we know we switch on, and cooking is nothing here. Everything is there. Just you have to boil it and put the ingredients. But that time, 100 how many years? 100, maybe 15 years or 20 years. Or that time, even I saw, even this before Narendra Modi, lots of people used to cook, with firewood or hay, burning hay or cow dung. When they cow dung cake, they make cow dung cake, and then that's the fuel. And it's full of smoke. Lots of health problem was due to that, especially mothers. So in India now, almost they have come to zero. And they have now gas oven, almost every house. Maybe some one or two or few exceptions may be there. So one thing has come because of this. Now health is improving. Women had problem with eyes because of smoke, and lots of smoke they used to inhale. So those problems are now almost gone. So this is health advantage. That time it was really, really difficult. And think about it. It is raining heavily outside, and the fuel also is wet, and you have to cook. Unthinkable.
আমি করেছি মহারাজ
You have done it. I agree.
ফু দিয়ে দিয়ে চোখে জল
Ah.
চলে
So you can understand a little.
Yes,
Other people,
a
it's
lot.
difficult. It's difficult. Yes.
Also, Maharaj, for brushing, they used to use charcoal.
Charcoal also. Yeah.
Charcoal also.
Okay.
The menu is like the menu of an ordinary middle-class family. Breakfast, puffed rice. Lunch, rice, urad dal, poppy seed curry, a hot vegetable curry, chutney, and sometimes spinach. Another vegetable dish, boiled vegetable, a fried dish, occasionally fish for the devotees. Oh, sorry, a fried dish, occasionally fish for the devotees. Previously, the mother used to cook and also serve. Later, she instructed her attendants about how to set the leaf plates and asanas properly, i.e., maintaining equal distance from one another and an equal water level in all glasses.
Yeah. Now, one thing to add, this food in Bengal especially, people eat rice. Rice is produced, and with rice, lots of greens, various kinds of greens are available. And mother loved it, loved them. And fish is like a vegetable. People don't think about it as like a non-veg. Once I went to Chittagong, so I said I am vegetarian. Don't give me veg and non-veg. And when they brought food, I saw there is fish. I said, "What have you brought?" They said, "Fish." Then said, "No, here there is no garlic and onion." So that is so garlic and onion is only non-veg. Fish is non-veg, veg. So people jokingly say it is the fruit of Ganga. Fruits of Ganga. Okay, so like that. So fish is eaten. That may be the only source of protein. And some people also eat, say, animal, say, meat also. But generally, it is fish most of the time. Even now, fish is normal there. Yes, go ahead.
When the food was ready, she called the monks and devotees to come and eat so that flies would not sit on the food. If anyone was late, she waved the corner of her upper cloth to drive the flies from the food. She joyfully watched her children eat and asked the server to give more to some of them. Supper, chapati, a type of flatbread, a vegetable curry, milk, and molasses. The mother used to
Actually, in India, it's not when a person sits, then people serve. It's not that we take from, by ourselves. It's not like that. While eating, we cannot touch food because that will be polluted. But here we do like left hand, right hand, with eating both the hands, not like that. So some people will sit in a row, and then somebody will come and serve one by one. Okay.
When the food was ready, she called the monks and devotees to come and eat Oh, that I she joined. Sorry. All right, here we go. We're after molasses. The mother used to make the dough and flatten the chapatis. When the food was ready, she offered it to the master and then covered the dishes so that they would remain warm. Some evenings, Aunt Banu would massage the mother's feet. If she was tired, she would lie down on the veranda and ask her attendant to rub garlic oil on her legs. When the disciples had finished their japa and meditation, the mother called them for supper. The mother protected the food with a stick so that Radu's cat would not eat it. A lot of predators out there.
There's a picture. And cats are ready to pounce, Yes.
There was an oil lamp flickering on the dark veranda, and the mother sat with her back against the wall and her legs extended. No one knew where her mind roamed in that silence. The mother was very concerned that the monks and devotees in Jairambati not suffer from lack of food. The mother first fed the men devotees in Jairambati, and then she ate with the women. If any monk went to run errands, she did not eat until he returned, even if it was late.
That is her love. And of course, this is in general, it is practiced. Nowadays, it's less and less. Even in other parts of country also. Say somebody is invited or some have gone for certain work, then the lady of the house will wait. And when he returns first, she'll feed him and even fan that time. There was no fan like an electric fan. So that was really, and still it is there, though less and less, yes.
Some devotees sent money regularly to Holy Mother for her living expenses. Saradeshananda described Holy Mother's spirit of detachment. The mailman came with a money order. The mother affixed her left thumb impression on the receipt and someone attested it. Left thumb impression of Sri Sarada Devi. Then the mailman counted the money and handed it over to the mother, who put it in a box in her room. She then gave some refreshments to the mailman, talked to him a little, and bade him goodbye. No one knew who had sent the money or how much. Later, at her leisure, she gave the money order coupon to her attendant and asked him to write a letter of acknowledgement with her blessings to the sender. If the attendant received the money order, she asked him not to count the money, saying, "My child, the tinkling sound of the coins generates greed in the minds of human beings."
Yes, see.
And the money
See,
has, yeah.
See, this is the spirit that mother is so careful about it. But at the same time, it is her kingdom. So everybody obeyed her. With her love, she reigned over all. That is beauty.
And the money has such power that even a wooden doll opens its mouth to take it.
Correct. Money, see, even today, what you see, it happened, a professor or a gentleman came to our ashrama. The Swami gave a Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And he took it, but he returned the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in 1 or 2 days. So Swami asked, "What happened? You have returned this. Have you not read?" "Well, what to read? This is in all pages is woman and gold, woman and gold." So he said, "Okay, no problem." So he took the book back. But after 1 year, he comes back and comes and says, "Could you please give me that book again?" I said, "Why you return it? You are asking again. Why you are asking?" He said, for last 1 year, I was analyzing this whole world is running for this king dollar and queen lust. So that is why I want that book back. So it is very difficult to say. But if you see even today, this is the driving factor. And mother in her simple way showed the way. It is not to be careless. Of course, not to be careless, but not to be attached with those things. That is the beauty. How she taught in a simple, simple way. Yes, go ahead.
Swami Gaurishwarananda recalled, the mother managed her living expenses, but she never had much money on hand. She opened her box and gave me money for marketing. She would give me
Okay, marketing means
I know,
shopping.
not like PR or whatever. Right?
No. In India, when you are going to market for shopping, they say marketing, but it's shopping. Okay.
She would give me almost all of the money in the box and say, buy 1 rupee's worth of oil, 1 rupee's worth of flour, 2 rupees worth of ghee, and so on. I said, not that way, mother. Let me write down what you tell me. Then I shall buy the things by weight, 5 seers of one item, 2.5 seers of the other, and so forth. It will be more economical. Delighted, the mother said, my son, buy things according to your calculation. I don't know how to calculate money that way. At times when all the money was spent, she would say, well, Indu will be sending money in a few days, then we can buy things in large quantities. Indu, a Ranchi devotee, used to remit 15 rupees on the first or second day of every month.
You know how we are taught. We are not to waste 1 penny. But if required, you are to spend even 100,000 rupees. So in our order, actually it is right from Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother. We should be detached at the same time, we should be careful about our spending. So the Holy Mother, in her simple way, taught how to be careful, not be attached with things, rather be careful about your attitude, how it can catch you, it can snare your character. So that is, yes, go ahead.
The devotees often presented Holy Mother with delicious fruits, fancy sweets, and fine clothes. She accepted them with joy and blessed them. But this was only for the satisfaction of the devotees. She had no attraction at all for those things. The mother wore saris that were suitable for middle-class women, and she used them till they were torn. Sometimes she wore patched saris and distributed the new ones that she received to the poor and the needy. Surendranath Gupta, a disciple from Assam, wanted to buy a fancy silk sari for the mother. When she heard that it cost 80 rupees, she flatly refused to accept it. Realizing her devotee's eagerness, she asked her attendant to write to him, if you want to spend that money, you should instead buy a piece of land that will serve the monks and the devotees.
So that time, this nowadays it's nothing, it's like peanuts. But 80 rupees means that time it's lots of money. So Sri Ramakrishna would get salary 6 rupees per month. And that time maybe 10 rupees. So 80 rupees means it is salary for about 5-6 months.
Sheesh.
Or 8 months. Okay.
Holy Mother's new residence. In the early days of Holy Mother's ministry, she lived in a thatched hut that was located on her brother Prasanna's portion of the family land. Although Holy Mother bore almost all of the household expenses, she lived with her brother's family with great hesitation. One day she lamented, "I feel that I should take my children and live under a tree." As the number of her disciples increased, it became difficult to accommodate them. Moreover, Holy Mother needed freedom to conduct her spiritual ministry. Eventually, Prasanna's wife remarked, "Why is there so much tumult in my house? I don't like it."
Yeah. So, when she remarked that, that means you can understand that there was some resentment. And here we can find, though they were supported by Holy Mother, but they were, so, I mean, it's natural, I should not say anything. Here we see privacy is very important. And in India also, some area they don't want to share with anyone. So I cannot blame. That is very natural. So mother wanted to have a bigger place. Yes.
Prasanna said to Holy Mother, "Sister, it would not be possible for you to continue staying in this cottage. You had better arrange another dwelling place." As soon as Swami Saradananda and M heard about this, they quickly had the mother's new home built. In 1915, a piece of land was purchased from her brothers at the southwest corner of Punyapukur. Keshavananda drew up plans for a residence composed of 4 mud cottages with thatched roofs. Construction of Holy Mother's new residence began in April 1915 and was completed in May 1916. The cost of construction was 1,900 rupees.
Yeah, you can understand. And Punya Pukur. Pukur means pond. Punya means auspicious, you can say. So it's a nice pukur. But nowadays, full of weeds, and I mean, it's not that. Yeah, that time maybe it was good.
M donated 500 rupees and Saradananda collected the remaining funds. Arupananda and the monks of Kolpara supervised the construction. After the residence was built, Holy Mother and Radu lived in the main cottage, which was also used as the shrine. In this cottage, Holy Mother initiated many devotees and gave monastic vows to brahmacharis and sannyasins as well. The hut adjacent to Holy Mother's cottage was her kitchen, and the opposite cottage was for her niece Nalini. Another cottage facing west was for the monks and male devotees. And there's I guess, do you have a picture, Swami?
Oh, I see. Okay. So this is the picture. Even today, it is like this. But I know one devotee who bought all the plots of the heirs of brothers of Holy Mother. And now the whole area belongs to Holy Mother. And there is a big temple and feeding place, monks' quarters, whatnot, guest quarters, even to harvest paddies. There is a big place. And not only that, we have a Palli Mangal. Palli Mangal means Ramakrishna Mission started a project where village women can work and have some handicrafts. And those are sold through that and encouraged also through Palli Mangal. Palli means village, Mangal means welfare. So this way, now it has The whole area belongs to Holy Mother. And that gentleman arranged their employment in other places. So they have gone leaving that place. Yes.
During the rainy season, the courtyard in front of Holy Mother's cottage became so muddy that it was hard for her to walk on it. Narayan Iyengar, later Swami Srivasananda, offered money to cover it with concrete, but Holy Mother objected, saying, "My son, it is not necessary to put concrete on the courtyard. The people will comment that we have a lot of money."
See, see her attitude. Yes, go ahead.
After the mother left Jairambati the last time for Calcutta, the floor of her cottage was paved with cement, but she never again lived there. The inauguration ceremony for the house was held on 15 May 1916. The monks of Kolpara Ashrama bought the necessary supplies according to Holy Mother's instructions. But then a couple of wealthy householder devotees took control of the ceremony and began ordering the monks around. The monks were hurt and they did not come to Jairambati on the inauguration day. Holy Mother inquired about them repeatedly, but no one knew why they did not attend. When brahmacharis Rajan and Bharada later came with groceries for the mother, Nalini asked them why they had not attended the inauguration. They tried to avoid answering directly, but Nalini surmised the reason and told Holy Mother. Holy Mother also learned that those wealthy devotees were planning to take her to Calcutta via Garbetta instead of Kolpara, which was her usual route. She firmly said, "These are all self-proclaimed leaders. The boys of Kolpara maintain the center for me and the devotees. They do everything for me. Day and night, they do whatever I need. Sometimes they even carry devotees' luggage if no porter is available. Without any authority, these devotees have hurt my boys' feelings with uncalled for remarks. X is planning my Calcutta trip via Garbetta, crossing rivers and canals. Who has authorized him to do so? The Kolpara boys are my right and left hands. Whatever others may suggest, I shall always travel via Kolpara." Holy Mother's reassurance uplifted the monks' spirits.
The thing is, in this world is the world of Maya. So all possible things happen here. So like clashes of egos and whatnot, everything happens, even in the presence of Holy Mother. And these are teachings that we should not interfere with the existing system. Rather, the system that has grown, it has grown because of some certain reason. So let it thrive. But all of a sudden, like this kind of devotion surges, and then they try to mold according to their wishes or whims. That is not good. Yeah, go ahead.
Sardananda could not attend the inauguration ceremony of the new residents because he had to go to Varanasi and Vrindavan on urgent work for the Ramakrishna mission. On 25th May, he returned to Calcutta. Swami Arupananda wrote to Sardananda describing the inauguration and informing him of Holy Mother's wish that he come to Jairambati to see the new residents. On 2nd July 1916, he went to Jairambati and was pleased to see the mother in her new home. The mother now decided that her new residence, as well as Punyakapur and some other land, should be registered as an endowment for the goddess Jagadatri. The trustees of Bellermutt would be responsible for its maintenance. On 6th July 1916, Sardananda left for Kolpara accompanying Holy Mother and her companions on the way to Calcutta. On the evening of 7 July, a sub-register from Kotalpur came to Kolpara to register the trust deed. Swami Ishanananda wrote, "We were amazed observing Swami Saradananda's love, sincerity, and thoughtfulness in performing the mother's work. It was arranged that the sub-register would come by palanquin to Kolpara in the evening for the registration. At the courtyard of the mother's cottage, the Swami spread a carpet, put a bolster on it, and had at hand a pack of cigarettes, a betel roll, and a hand fan. After a while, the sub-register arrived and alighted from the palanquin. He was a Muslim, 27 or 28 years old. The Swami was quite heavy and over 50, but the Swami got up and received him cordially. When the sub-register sat, the Swami began to fan him. We took the fan from him and he offered a cigarette, tea, and betel roll. The sub-register did not know the Swami, but felt a little embarrassed seeing our respect for him. The sub-register asked the mother a few questions, and she softly answered, sitting on the veranda. She then put her thumb impression on the document, and it was registered. The Swami served refreshments to the sub-register and walked him to his palanquin. When he left, the Swami felt a great relief that an important task had been accomplished. It was a great lesson for us seeing the Swami's humility in performing the mother's work. The next day, the mother and her companions left for Calcutta and arrived at Udbodhan on 8 July 1916.
Now question is why Swami Saradanandaji did that? That was the era when colonial era, we can say. So that time people always would expect some respect. Expect some respect. Even recently also this happened. Even today, if an official comes, then everybody is on toes and they want to serve. And if they don't get it, then they are annoyed. They can harm you. So that's why Swami Saradanandaji dealt that case very deftly. So with humility, he won. Otherwise, like these people can do harms and may say, no, you have to come there, or Holy Mother will have to go there. So this is, that was difficult position. So to avoid such things, Swami Saradanandaji offered all the services and the work was done. Yes. I think we stop here.
Swami?
Yes.
When they say they register it, like I've read that Dakshineshwar also, they register it to the goddess. How can the goddess own the how does that work in India? Obviously here we don't have any such thing.
No, that's like a trust, you can say. In India, that is age-old practice. A temple, the owner of temple is that deity. And you have heard Ayodhya. For 500 years, Hindus struggled to get Ayodhya. And in the law court, Sri Rama was the defender. So, in India it is possible, it is there. It is age-old practice. The deity himself is the owner. So that way, you can compare here like a trust. Some trustees are there. Trustees will change. But there, the deity is the permanent owner. And now they are fighting for the birthplace of Krishna and
So
also
they
Varanasi.
So it cannot be sold then? Is that the or the trustees could sell it?
Yeah, like people sell, but that's not valid. So Birajman, what is Ram Lala Birajman?
It's also called Debottar Sampatti, right, Maharaj?
Ha.
Debottar.
Devottar means trust. Trust. Say like Belur Math is a trust. There Sri Ramakrishna is not the owner. That's a trust property. But Ayodhya, Ram Lala Birajman, he's the owner. And people fought for him and ultimately won. And it is, in Western countries, it may not be applicable, but there it is there. Yes?
How much is a seer? Like a seer of,
Oh, it's like a little less than 1 kilogram. Okay. Maybe pound, pound? 1.5 pound. More or less, But here pound, we are confused. In India, we have kilogram. 1 kilo, or liter. Here, gallon. It's different.
So seer is a unit of volume, not of weight?
Weight. Like 5 shares. And mound. 40 shares becomes a mound. Not the mountain mound, but like 40. You can say like about how many? 30 kilos? 30 into 2, maybe 60 pounds. Roughly I'm saying. But I have seen shares, I have seen kilogram, and now here. Anyway. Very good. Thank you very much. After a break that we are meeting. And then next Friday we'll meet. And then we'll have Durga Puja. So we'll say our prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. In and through all these incidents, what we see, the simplicity of mother and love for others. Okay, thank you. Jai Ma.
Pranam Maharaj.
Jai Ma, Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste.
Jai Ma, Swamiji.
Jai Ma, Jai Ma.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Ritaji. Namaste. And Akshay,
Namaste.
meeting after long. Yeah. Very good. Thank you.